You're listening to Soap Dirt, the latest in television entertainment news.
Hey, Days of Our Lives fans, I've got your early edition spoilers for November 4th through the 8th. Belle Black and Paul Narita are back, and Brady Black is furious. It's Belinda from Soap Dirt, and as we always do on early edition day, we are first going to go through what's happening the rest of this week, just to give you context for those spoilers from next week. So with that in mind, Wednesday, October 30th, we have Kayla and Roman. They are talking again. Remember, they chatted while Patch was over in Paris trying to save Chad from whatever was going on with Kat and Mark. And so now, they have a lot more information about the scheme, about Kat being Katerina's daughter, about her Mark being tied to Constantine, about all of it being tied into John Black, and of course, Chad being in a position where he is grieving Abigail's loss all over again. Meanwhile, over at the Salem Police Department, Chad has some FaceTime with Kat in the interrogation room, and he is playing hardball with her. Now, I don't know if he's just confronting her about how could you do this to me, or if it's him wanting to understand more about exactly what Clyde wants and has been threatening them with. Maggie tells Holly, go talk to Tate if you want him back. But the problem is Sophia and Tate shared French food in the square, and then they kind of bickered a little bit. She doesn't want to be his second choice, but Tate says, no, it's not like that. I really like you. They go back to his place. They're going to watch a movie. They both confess strong feelings for each other. They are all alone. They're getting ready to make love. Holly is at the door knocking. I don't know if they're going to hear it because they are in bed. I don't think they are, and I think they're going to go ahead and at least do something. And Brady spends some time bonding with Ava. This is important because by the end of next week, he is going to be so upset at Kristen, it may open a door to something between him and Ava Vitali. Thursday, October 31st is not only Halloween, it is the first day of November sweeps. And speaking of sweeps, Leo has a nightmare that is Halloween themed. We got Stephanie stabbed in the back in the body and soul offices. So I think, sometimes these Halloween episodes are complete standalones where nothing moves any of the plot lines forward. That's not the case this year. So it looks like only part of the episode will be, dream, nightmare. Sometimes they're good, like when they brought, was it Nick back? But sometimes they're just bizarre. So I have high hopes for this year. And Joy Wesley gets a role on Body and Soul, which is going to be super awkward for Johnny. And speaking of Johnny, he is begging Chanel to forgive him for how horribly he treated her and assuming that she would cheat on him when, as we know, the only cheating slut in that marriage seems to be Johnny DiMera at this point. Unless, of course, I don't know, he and Joy just spent the whole night playing backgammon. I don't know. Does a man have to take his wedding ring off to play backgammon with a virtual stranger? Meanwhile, Stephanie and Alex are dealing with the fallout and the aftermath of being busted for hooking up on the set of the soap. Friday, November 1st, we have Johnny asking Joy to keep a secret. Oh, I bet he really wants her to pretend like he has never met her before. And the problem is he told her his wife was cheating. Is he going to come clean and say, oh, I made a mistake. My wife wasn't cheating. Just you and I were cheating. That's kind of an awkward convo, right? And Vivian and Phillip get busy doing some scheming, and certainly it's about the Kiriakis fortune and Titan and all that good stuff. Meanwhile, Kate goes to Chanel and says, please give Johnny another chance. And I do think Chanel will give Johnny another chance, and then it's all going to blow up in sweeps and everything's going to come out. Xander has a deadly proposal for Kristen. Obviously, it's about the serum that he wants for Sarah, and Kristen's continuing to play her games. And with Phillip's injunction in play, Xander's hands are tied, and Kristen, as we know, is not terribly sympathetic about anything at any time with anyone. Plus, Holly is waiting to see if she's going to hear from Tate, and he seems to be busy with his new girlfriend. Going into the week of November 4th through the 8th, we have Phillip once again provoking Xander. sure. Now, at this point, he is so frustrated with his brother that he feels like he is standing between Sarah and the serum that could get her out of that chair. But Phillip isn't going to back down. He is enraged that he wasn't in the will. And then he has that handwritten thing. And I don't know if you know this, but I actually looked it up. Things that are typewritten in a document are legally, binding and persuasive, but things that are handwritten in what is known to be the signer's handwriting actually supersede what is typewritten. Isn't that interesting little point of law? And Vivian offers Kate Roberts a slice of the Kiriakis fortune. Now, of course, if you remember your history, Kate is Phillip's biological mother, but Vivian stole the embryo and carried him and birthed him. So Vivian feels this motherly bond, which Kate doesn't like one bit. She doesn't want that woman around her son. And I don't really think Kate needs the money, but Vivian is going to offer it anyway. And then we have Sophia wanting to tell Holly her big news. She's trying to share with her the update. And I'm sure the update is, oh yeah, Tate's mine now and we did the deed. Something like that. Meanwhile, midweek, we have EJ approaching Gabi. He is offering her consolation about losing Stefan. They are both in the same boat now. They've both been served signed divorce papers by their spouses, and he thinks he knows how she feels, but I don't know if she really wants to be comforted by EJ. I'm still holding out hope. I like them as a pair. We'll see how it goes. Jada and Rafe have something to announce to the family, and it looks like that Hernandez family heirloom ring might be on her finger. We'll see. I know she's living with him, and now Javi's with them, and Gabi's there, so it's crowded over at the Hernandez house, but looks like they may have some happy news. We'll see. Meanwhile, there's a couple of strange spoilers because Bill Hayes' last episodes as Doug Williams have already aired. And we were told through official sources that Drake Hogestyn's last scenes as John Black aired on September 9th. So let me tell you about these spoilers we have for next week that have me scratching my head. And you may have noticed the Tuesday, October 29th episode was dedicated to Drake, which of course made me grab a tissue. So on Friday the 8th, there's a spoiler that says Julie takes care of Doug. So I'm assuming that's something off screen because it really, unless they are repurposing some footage, it can't be on screen, right? And Belle Black and Paul Narita are back for Marlena and John's wedding anniversary. But again, per official sources, Drake Hogestyn's last episode has already aired. So I don't know if John is going to take off to go sort out this Caterina thing in Greece or something and miss his own anniversary. It's just a very strange spoiler given the information we've been given. Meanwhile, Brady confronts Kristen about her scheming and treachery. Sounds like by the end of next week, he's going to find out she has been lying to him and has not taken one step closer to giving Sarah that serum. And she has been misleading him about it for quite a while now.
Thank you for being a loyal listener. Follow us wherever you get your podcast because you don't want to miss the next episode. Soap Dirt is on all the major podcast platforms, including Apple Podcast, Spotify, iHeartRadio, and more.